Good morning. I told Paul it was on my bucket list to meet Paul Berry on the stage at the GAC. And he told me, well, Jeff, meeting you on the stage at the GAC is not on my bucket list. Good morning. Thank you for that standing ovation. My members asked me to do this. Go Bison, 5 in a row. Thank you very much. We are kind of a big deal. We're kind of a big deal. I learned this week from Ryan Donovan how to get your senator to speak at the GAC. You call them up and ask them, Senator, did you believe in the Constitution? Yes. Senator, did you believe in the Bill of Rights? Yes. Senator, did you believe in free speech? Yes. How about giving one? It is my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, who is the first female senator elected from the great state of North Dakota, taking oath of office in 2013. In her short time in the U.S. Senate, Senator Heitkamp has quickly become a proven leader by personally demonstrating that if senators work together, it can lead to real solutions. Today, she's a ranking member of the Senate Banking Committee Subcommittee on National Security and International Trade and Finance. Also, through her leadership on the Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs, Senator Heitkamp has worked tirelessly to reform the nation's housing finance system, addressing housing needs in North Dakota during the oil boom, and has worked to provide regulatory relief to credit unions and small financial institutions. She has personally engaged our members by hosting in-state roundtables with credit union leaders and our regulators, so our member credit unions can share firsthand stories how regulatory burdens has limited their ability to serve their members. Prior to becoming a U.S. Senator, she was our Attorney General and the North Dakota State Tax Commissioner. Please welcome my senator, my friend, Senator Heidi Heitkamp.
Jeff forgot to mention UND and Division I hockey. So we'll all see you in Florida when we take on the Frozen Four. Thanks so much for having me. You know, a lot of times I describe myself as the senator by accident because when I was running, most of you who are political junkies know that Nate Silver makes pretty good predictions on who's going to win races. He gave me an 8% chance of winning my Senate seat. And so I often describe myself as, you don't really think I exist, I'm just a unicorn. And so people like to have me show up so that they know that a moderate from the middle of the country can still win elections in the United States of America. One of my great surprises since being elected is the appointment to the Banking Committee. And I thought about why I received that appointment, given that it wasn't on my list, sorry. And I thought, well, it makes total sense because some of the challenges that we have today in terms of building rural America relate to capital investment, relate to the access to a banker who understands the unique relationship that that bank or that credit union has to rural America. What do I mean by that? A farmer who may be down and out, balance sheet doesn't look so good, but they've never not paid back their operating loan. That's called relationships. That's called the relationship that you all have with your members. And we are very close to losing that kind of financial relationship in America because regulation that was designed to provide for too big to fail has become too small to succeed. And let me tell you, it's unanimous. Everybody in the Senate, everybody in the Congress would like to do something for the small relationship financial institutions, be the small community bankers or the credit unions. We all profess our great interest in helping you, our great sympathy for the challenges that you have with compliance costs that exceed the revenue that could possibly come with a home mortgage today, right? So we all say we're really sorry, but saying it is not getting it done. And so I've been part of a very small group of moderate senators who have come together to see where's the common ground. We have made progress, and that progress was in something that I know affects all financial institutions. That's the privacy notices. We have been able to make great reforms in the privacy notices. We have been able to do a couple things through the, interestingly enough, the highway bill, but it's not enough. It doesn't put you back in the business of mortgage lending. It doesn't get you back in the business of looking across the table at the people that you have served for decades, the families that have been part of your client base, part of your financial base for decades, and not being able to say, I'm sorry, I know you're good for the money, but the regulators will ding us if they come in. And so, Dodd-Frank isn't perfect. I know you all know that, but we have to keep saying it, because somehow, if you believe in changing things from end users to qualified mortgage regulations, taking a look at the things that will put you back in the business that you've been in, where you've served your community year after year, if you say that, somehow you're disloyal, or you're going to throw the rest of the economy of this country into ultimate chaos, right? There's nothing in between. It is a mindset in Washington, D.C. that needs to change. Unfortunately, nothing I'm seeing from the presidential election tells us that mindset is going to change anytime soon. And so the great silent majority in this country, I believe, is a moderate majority. It's people who just want to get the job done. I tell people I grew up in a community of 90, and I don't mean 90,000, I mean truly 90 people. My family was 1/10 the population. And as you can imagine, in North Dakota, we have great diversity. There's Norwegians and Germans. There are Vikings fans and Green Bay fans. There are Democrats and Republicans. And there are Lutherans and Catholics. But I will tell you one thing. In every small town in America and every big town in America, there's a coffee table where people get together and argue the issues of the day. And after they're done disagreeing and arguing, guess what? They get things done for America. They get things done for their community. We need a big coffee table. We need to be as good as governing as the people we serve, because they do it every day, and you're part of that. You're part of meeting the demands of everyday people. Again, an expression that we hear all the time, the shrinking middle class, the everyday people. Who knows the everyday people better than you? Who sits across the table, who serves on boards? They're your neighbors, they're your members. They're part of your credit union family, and they have been there for years. And so help me get the message, send the message that reform is not going to be easy unless we figure out a way to sit at that big table and get the job done. And the future, not of just your credit union, but the future of the economic viability of the communities you serve, depends on community and relationship building that you do. Let's not lose that. Let's not lose sight of that. Let's fight for that. Let's get the job done. Thanks for letting me come.